Here we go. All right, attempt number 2 today. Cool. We are live. So earlier, what's up? Let me do this right. Here we go. Gabriel Rathwig, author. Attempt number 2 for today's stream. I meant to get going earlier today, around like 5:30, but things happened, so now it's 9:10. Earlier I was trying. Let me fix this lighting. Hold on a second. So earlier I was trying to make a 15-second intro video with CapCut, and accidentally clicked go with the. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm Gabriel Brathwaite. This is my stream. I am an author who is streaming, not a streamer who is an author. I use these streams to keep myself accountable for my daily workload and to market my books. It's free marketing. I gotta do the work anyway. And it seems to be working. And I'd much rather do this than make TikTok and Instagram videos all day. So I gotta do like an hour of streaming, clip farm, and voila. So let's do this. Let's pimp my books. Amazon, Gabriel Rathwig. Here we go. Let's do it. So let's start with today's. Wait. How do I start this? Okay. Who am I? Gabriel Rathwig, best-selling author. Okay. Now, after that, it's a writing tip. Today's writing tip. Yesterday, I talked about switching tracks because I switched tracks because I was working on Warrior Academy Book 2, Warrior Academy Redux Book 2, Redux Book 2, and it's been taking a lot of like. It's been so hard. It's been so hard. Book 1 was really hard, and Book 2 is just as hard. And I don't think shirking from hard things is the right way to go. But, no but. With that being said, I also have a timeline I need to complete. I believe that this new book I'm working on, Island Home Defense, is going to be able to be, I'm going to be able to finish it this month. I'm enjoying writing it more, and I think it'll give me a nice reset to get back to Book 2 for Warrior Academy Redux next month. Because my current goals are 1 book a month for the next 9 months. Let me do this real quick. Blah, 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 blah. What was I going to say? So today's tip is don't be afraid to change tracks. But if you're going to do it, commit. And I'm all in now. I've also switched to glass water bottles and not plastic anymore. Hey, Yuki. My kitten is a monster. All right. So today we're going to be doing, look, this has been at 666 for, I don't know, days. So today I did some speech to text this morning for Island Home Defense. I did about, we'll see what it translates out to. We'll do that. We'll upload that document, add that to the file. I believe it'll probably end up being about 2,000 words. And I wanted to, after today, after the stream, I'll do some more, and that'll probably be a couple thousand more words. And then we're going to do a story forge today because we didn't do one yesterday. We didn't do one on Tuesday because that was my wife and I's anniversary. So, January 6th, the Insurrection Day, is the day my wife and I got married. So we didn't do it, but we're going to do one today, probably around 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 6 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time, London time. So, yeah. So first things first, let's do the book stuff. We got to do the book stuff. And here is all the Amazon books. We'll pop that in the chat. And then after this, we'll add the other books. And let's pull up my email real quick. So here's what we'll do with this. We've got the amazing Seth Ring, who allows me to use his wonderful program that does a speech to text. I love it. It might actually be over though, because he said the new beta thing's up, and I'll talk about that too. We'll talk about that. Where's that at? Here we go. Bookscribe. Let me go to Bookscribe AI, and I'm pretty sure I subscribe to it and I'm paying to it, but I don't know if it's like working yet. All right, we'll try this out, see how it goes. I mean, I know how to do it, but so people think this is kind of a cheat, but it's not. It's really hard to because what this speech to text program does basically is allows me to record audio and then takes my recording and translates it into a Word document that I can then add into Word and then rewrite and edit. It really changes the writing pace by leaps and bounds. Leaps and bounds. It's crazy. If you are interested in doing something like that, this I don't know how Bookscribe works yet, how well it works yet, because obviously the first time it's like worked because it's been in beta or been in testing for so long. But we'll try it out. We'll add the file. We'll see how it goes. But it changes the game with writing. Like it really changes the speed with which you can put books out. And yeah, anyway, we'll do that. So let's see. We got this here. We'll leave that. Let's see if this is still working though. So right now for Island Home Lit, look at all these recordings. Kat, what are you doing? Anyway, we'll add one in here. It'll probably end up being somewhere around this size, 2.1 megabytes, 2,000 words, and we'll see how that translates out. We'll see if it goes. Here. So I did that this morning. So what I do with this is I use my iPhone, blah, blah, of course. I use my iPhone's voice memo, and then I have a pair of iPhone Pro headset that I pop in, and then I record for like 15 minutes, and then I take that audio file and I email it to myself. And if you do it with the headphones, so this is 3.3. This is pretty good size. If you do it with the all Apple, it makes it M4A file, which is like what, MPEG 4 or whatever. I forgot what the file is. But it makes it, and this file converts directly, so you don't have to do any conversions. And then you just plug this in after you download it. So we'll download it now. You plug this in to the program, and it should translate it after a few minutes. So what I'll do here is I'll download this file, take it over here, drop it on one of my screens. And what I normally do is pop in here. Now, I don't know if this is done yet, because Seth said that he's going to stop it when Bookscribe goes live. So I'm just kind of waiting on this to stop. That means Bookscribe will be live. So here we go. This just popped in, 3.3 megabytes. So this will be a little bit longer than this file. And then in a few minutes, it'll pop in here. And we'll pop it open and see what happens. All right. So, I need to subscribe. I'll subscribe now. Coming soon. Yeah, so it's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. Like, it's just not ready yet. What I'll probably do is do a year. Whoa, that is crazy. Expensive, shoot. All right, well, we'll check that out. We'll come back to this. We'll see how give this a minute and see what happens. So that's there. This is done here. Don't need to worry about that. All right, let's pop up. All right, so if you've been following the streams, I've been writing since July. I've been doing the streams, and I've done 3 books since July. So we did Mercenary Reincarnated as a Chef, book 3, and that is the 3rd book in blah, 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 blah. This series, which is my series with Athon Books, that's not done, that's not out yet, comes out April 28th. And when I started the stream, I was in the 3rd book of the series. I had just done like a quarter of it, and did like 75% of the book in like a month. And then, if anybody wants, I guess I should link this too. This comes out in April. If you want to pre-order it, feel free. I appreciate it. But I'm not really counting on anybody pre-ordering it too much. But I want them to, obviously. But let me put this in there. Finished that book, and then immediately went into From Chef, book 6, which is this series, From Chef to Craft to Conqueror, and did book 6, which is expansion, in 24 days, because I started it right after I did Mercenary Reincarnator Set book 3, which reminds me is not submitted to the publisher, which I need to do soon. I finished it months ago, and I forgot that I had like, there's like a quarter or half of it that I haven't like accepted the edits from my wife on. So I need to do that and give it to the publisher so they can do it. But that's yeah, remind myself, because I've been writing so much. It's a crazy thing to complain about, that I've written so many books. I've written so many books in such a short amount of time that I forgot about books that I've written. It's retarded. It's so stupid. Anyway, so I did this book in 26 days. I finished it, and that's the whole speech to text thing. That's what happened. I was able to. My original goal was a 30-day write, and the goal was 5,000 words a day. And that would have made me finish about 20 days, because my goal for each book is 100,000 words. That's how I gauge that's how I gauge how I make all my books 100,000 words, and it gives me a gauge of how far I am in the book process. So it's my attempt to gamify writing. So, for example, by having 100,000 words, 100,000 words is 100% completion. 1,000 words is 1% completion. Every 1,000 words, I'm 1% closer to being done. It gives you a sense of accomplishment as you write. And it also gives you a visual representation of how close you are to finishing the book. Oh yeah. Anyway, so finished that on the 26th. Released it on the 1st. Actually, no. Finished 26th. Put it up for pre-order on the 1st. Came out on the 15th. It did quite well. Got to like 450. The goal was 250, 200, but it didn't hit that high because they changed the Amazon algorithm right when it released, which happens all the time when I release, because I always release in October. And I need to stop doing that. I need to release in November. I need to release. So my current strategy is a 9-month release. It's a 9-month release, 9 books. And I'm currently on this will be the 3rd month, book 3. And originally it was going to be From Chef book 6, then Warrior Academies 1, 2, and 3, then Island Lit's 1, 2, and 3. But what I did was From Chef book 6, now it's Warrior Academy book 1 came out, which I'll link in a minute. And instead of doing Warrior Academy book 2, I'm going to do Island Lit Home Defense book 1. And I talked about this in the stream yesterday, but I believe that's what's in the zeitgeist right now in the space. And I'll show that on YouTube. Ooh, tired. The stream today will be about an hour or less. Quick one, because I'm doing the Story Forge and just got a lot of stuff to do. Wife stayed home from work, so that's why the stream's later. Just because, got to do life stuff. Anyway, so did I link this in the chat? No, let me put in From Chef into the chat. I always talk about clean links, and I'm kind of stopped talking about it because, it's a broken record, but it really is Control C. Clean links are direct clicks to your book, and you really want that because, that's not the right one. I messed that up. I didn't have the DP in there. Got to have that DP. See here? DP, then to the end. Now, that should be directly there. See? Yeah. Clean link. Amazon.com, DP, book link here. This is your ASIN. That's how Amazon tracks your book, and it's part of this here. And it's in all your web addresses for your book. Let me link this in the chat. So this is From Chef book 6. It did great, still doing great. It's back up in the 20s, I guess. 20,000s. Like I said, I got to the 450s back in the 20,000s. 372 ratings, 99% 4 or 5 stars, 100, nothing, no 1 stars anymore, and 1% 2 stars. So that'll probably shift out. It was at 4.5, almost 4.6 on Goodreads. So this will go up, but I'm pretty sure it'll go back up. What else? Did that? Oh, here. All right. So it opened up. Let's check what we got. So we got 1 page, 2 page, 2.5 pages. So that's about 1,400 words this morning. And take that, drop that into this document. We're at the end. Oh, so I figured the end of the book. I don't know if anyone wants to see that. I won't. I mean, it came to me the other day. Drop that in there. So we were at 1945. Now we're at, so that's 1,200 words. And yeah, all right. So I want to get another 5,000 words at the end of the day today. So after this stream, I'll do whatever it is I got to do after this, and then I'll go do some more speech to text, work out, come drop it in the program, add it to this, and then I'll start doing some more editing. Well, actually, I'll probably time for the Story Forge, so I'll probably do a Story Forge then. So that's only 3.5 hours from now. Yeah, 3.5 hours sounds like a long time, but it is not a long time at all. So today's the 8th. I want to release this book by the 31st, because it's a technicality. But if I do a book a month, I have the whole month to release it. I would like to have done it on the 1st of the month, obviously. But by releasing on the 31st, I still am in my window. So I have 23 days to get this book out, which is not crazy, because I said the other book I did in 24 days. We're already at 21,000 words. If you see down here. And the truth is, when I rewrite and edit this amount, it's actually probably 35,000 words. By the time I'm done rewriting and edit, if I just rewrote and edit this amount, it'd be 35,000 words. So by the end of tomorrow, what's today? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So Monday, I need to be at 50K. Monday, I need to be over 50K. Yeah, I need to be at like 60,000 words. 50 or 60. If I'm between 50 and 60,000 words by Monday, then I will definitely be at 100,000 by the end of the week. So what I'll do is make sure that happens. And then the last 2 weeks of the month, I will just focus on rewrites and edits. And that's it. And then we'll have it out. And then I got to do the cover. I have to do the cover. Oh, I got a new book cover for book 2. It's going to say Warrior Academy Redux, book 2. But I really love what he did here. He just did a great job, man. Jose is the freaking man. I really love his artwork. So that's done. That's done. Pull this back up. That's that. This is done. Yeah, I'm going to have to somehow figure this out. I'll do this afterwards. I don't want to put my credit. I made the mistake of using my credit card on the screen one time, like a dumbass. All right. That book has been shared. Oh, I need to share. Warrior Academy. So from Chef Book 6, I did Warrior Academy Redux, which is a rewrite and edit of a book series that I wrote about like almost a decade ago. But I really love it, and I really want to do well. And so I went back to do a re-release. And it's just the hardest thing to edit a book you wrote a long time ago, because we dropped up to 70. We were down to the 30s this morning, but it's okay. We'll sell a bunch today or tomorrow. So we're at 3.9, but I'm pretty sure this will go up to like 4.5 after we get a few more. We're at 20. It's probably should up to 100 in about a week or 2, because the new Amazon system is slow rolls ratings. It's crazy that book 6 got. I'm so happy that book 6 of From Chef got 375 ratings so far. A lot of these other authors have been complaining that they're not getting any reviews, and it's really tanking their sales, which is a thing. and it's a real thing, and it sucks. It's really hard for people, if your livelihood is based on this, which mine is. I take care of my family with this, but I do pretty well. Make a good living. So let me put this in Warrior Academy Redux. Da-da-da-da. There we go. So I have book 2 out in February, and then so that's that. So yeah, this is what I was doing earlier. I was trying to figure out how to make I was going to make a 15-second intro video where it just comes in and out and counts down, starting soon. And then I accidentally clicked go on the podcast, and that's why I had like earlier things going. Anyway, I'll come back to this later. Boom. I do need to schedule some of these out. Yeah. And then what else do I need to do? This. So War Academy, Island Home Defense. So what I'll do up here is, I'm trying to decide if I want to do that thing. I forgot what the terminology is when you start. The first chapter is later on in the book, like it's like a action scene, and then you go and you put that first, and then you catch up to it later. It's like an old device, like a writing device and movie device. It lets you get the action going real quick, and then gives you. It's like a cheat, kind of like you. Change it in. All right. It's a cheat that lets you basically start an action out the book out action, getting people's interest, and then lets you like throw in like exposition and info dumps later on. So anyway, I may or may not do that. I think if I do, what I'll do is go all the way down to this is what it does when you throw it in there to the speech to text program. It throws edited to takes your speech and turns it into text. And it also is a nice show where you switched, like we recorded and stopped and new things. Okay, so I think supernatural night meeting element. Yeah, this is when I started. I was like, what I wanted to do was have the main character have like a supernatural experience at the campground on his way home. But what kind of supernatural experience, I don't know. I'll come back to that. All right, then Neo wakes up, gets to the home. So see, the thing is, the beginning of this, there's a lot of like exposition and a lot of story building, so it's kind of boring. So there needs to be some action, action somewhere. Now there is like a suicide and stuff, but there's a lot of like explaining. So I think the device has to go in because that what I was talking about earlier, because it's so much like talking about shit. And then I think what I'll do is make the supernatural experience element exciting, some kind of like some kind of like like fever dreamy thing where he doesn't know if it's quite real or not, but like explains why they're going to get taken, why the homestead gets taken, or something, some kind of something. And then if I do the thing at the beginning with the fight, the question is, what kind of fight? Hmm. Hmm. So, yeah, what is this, page 9? Okay. I got it. I got it. Hungry. Haven't eaten today. Okay, now he's transported to a new world. AI system becomes a cat. Goes outside. Fights some stuff. Fights some stuff. Wait a minute. No, doesn't fight stuff yet. Gets ready to fight stuff. So there's not a lot of action happening yet. Energy barrier over his homestead. Homestead travel another world. More guns. Weapons. The cat. Gamified things. The cat's talking about stuff. Now it's the fight coming up. Okay. Okay. This is where Hibernia is the world. I'll probably change that. Talks about the homestead. I'll have to edit this. Okay, monster levels. That's gonna be interesting because I have them in like a real dangerous place. So what I'll have to do is be consistent with the levels being really high and the reasoning for them, but then I have this dual thing going on where it's like weakness outside the homestead and super OP inside the homestead. So I'm kind of trying to draw a real balance here. That's going to be interesting. We'll see how that goes. Okay. Okay, so now we're fighting and we're 36 pages in, which would correlate to a probably almost 100 pages in the book. That is not going to work. You're going to need to have a fight, way more fighting before that, because it's got to have people's interest. People aren't going to be interested in no fighting. At least my some kind of action. It doesn't have to be fighting necessarily, but it has to be action. There has to be some kind of action happening. Okay. All right. That's doable. Okay. Makes a mistake, shoots in the thing, ends the energy barrier. Things come in. Running, almost dying. Blah 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 blah. It's action. Meets the electric cats, Thundercats. So it's action. So what I think. Okay. What I think will happen is there'll be some kind of I've got it. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is we'll make this a really cool fight scene where the dad is out somewhere and ends up getting like maybe not killed, but like taken or beat up, or it looks like he's dying, and the dream ends, and the son's like, "What was that?" Because we'll have the dream through the like he's inside of it, the person won't find out to the end if it's his dad or throughout the thing, so that'll figure that out. So that's page 5. So that'll give me action at the beginning. So right at the beginning, we'll have a little bit of an introduction, and then it'll go right into action. So I'll keep people interested. Then we'll do some rewrites. Let's do a page break here. There we go. Then we'll do some rewrites and edits over here. Okay, then there's explanation. Then he's transferred to the new world somewhere around here. Yeah. Okay, here is when the world goes down. So that's page 8 to 10. So now we have beginning, action, some stuff happens, action. And then, so let's say I think around here. Okay, so a little bit more action, like running around, figuring out what to do. Then here, another 10 pages. Yeah, we're about to get some more action. Okay, so this will work. This will work good. All right, that is good. So what I will do is take 1, 2, 3. That's 4 pages. 5. Okay, what I'll do is I'll take these, because, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, here, up to here. And I'm going to start a new document, and this will be new, and this will be, this will be island, no. Home, defense, edit. Okay, I'm going to save that. And then I'm going to copy this in. All right. So the thing about Grammarly can only handle 10 pages at a time. Otherwise, it gets all screwy. So if you do 10 pages or like 9 pages or less, it's really good. So what I'm going to do is keep this book 1, chapter 1. I don't think I need this. I definitely don't need this because I know that. But what I will do is keep it down here at the end for a memory device, just so I don't forget. Like, oh yeah, remember, this is the style book you're writing. It's not like I'll forget. It's just only in case I like, why am I doing that? Okay, the quick and easy explanation is because sometimes you'll get stuck about thinking, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is what I'm writing, because you get stuck in myopic thought processes where you get kind of real tunnel vision. It's like the saying, you can't see the forest from the trees. And it's easy to forget that you're a writer and you have all these things that you can do. So there's no, like, you're never stuck without an option, because you create the world. So it's not like you're God per se, but like you create the world. So whatever you want to happen can happen, whatever you choose. You just have to make it sound plausible. Okay. With that being said, book 1, Home Depot. Or Homestead? Homestead Depot? Okay, Homestead Depot. I like that. That might work. And My Island. I don't know. That won't work. We'll leave it for now as tentative title. I don't really know yet. Okay, but what I will do is probably curious. I don't know if I want to use. I might need to use these devices because I'll be using a lot of terminology that people may not know from like the 80s and 90s for youngs. Older people my age and 30s and up will know. 35 and up. I'm 45, 44, but okay. What are we at? 30 minutes? All right. I think I'm going to end it in a few minutes. I have to go to the bathroom and stuff, and I got a lot of stuff to do today. So since this takes place in the 80s, early 90s, I'll be using a lot of like he has an answering machine. Nobody has an answering machine. They won't have like cell phones really, so that won't be a thing. It's interesting to write that. It's like reliving a little bit of my youth. It's funny because my generation is a cusp generation. They're talking about that right now. It's like a whole thing. But I will probably do this today. I think I'll write this today at some point. All right, let's close this up. Let's go here. All right, I got to do some Opus clips today. We are on the 20th at 3 a.m. All right, I'm way ahead of schedule. I think I've decided that I'm going to just do the new videos from now on. Like, so this is the newest video, right? It automatically downloads the newest from StreamYard right to Opus and clips them. So what I think I'm going to do is just go to the newest ones and clip those right away instead of doing the old one, because this is a month ago. This is a month ago. So, and I think I need to be more up to date. Anyway, all right. What else do I got to do? Not much, not much. All right, I'm gonna get out of here, folks. Be back on in a couple hours with Storyforge, episode 33, 34, whatever it's at, with my buddy Dominique Mondesi, which is funny because most of the people that watch that show are girls. I think they think it's Gabrielle and Dominique. I think they think we're girls. And we are definitely horrible. Anyway, back in a couple hours. Everybody have a great day. Thank you for watching. And yeah, adios. Ending the stream. Let me put this down. Here we go. Put this up. Thank you, Normandy Beach Party. You have great music. Everybody have a great day.